Hey up, from Row Racing DP here. Now, after I did my world record hot lap time trial around Le Mans in the Mercedes-Benz AMG C-Coupe DTM, I did have a couple of people ask me how I was able to brake so late into some of the corners. Now, a big part of it is down to the car. All the cars handle very differently. You can use more brakes and more aggressive downshifts from car to car. But anyway, I decided to try and do a hot lap with the telemetry on, to try and show what I'm doing with the brake pedal and the throttle pedal. But I also want people to keep an eye on the steering wheel. The steering wheel movements that you'll see on the screen are pretty much identical to the steering wheel movements I make. Now, in the bigger corners, you will see the wheel move a lot because I move my wheel a lot. But through quite a few of the corners, it won't look like the steering wheel is moving. It is just a very, very small amount, and that's because I'm moving mine a very, very small amount. So these little things can make all the difference. Anyway, we'll try to see if we can go and get a hot lap in. Now, I do struggle to drive with the telemetry on, to be honest. I find it very distracting, but we'll see how we get on anyway. I'm also going to mute the microphone. Now I've had a bit of a spin there, which was a little unexpected to a degree, but I'm sure on that telemetry screen we would be able to see exactly what caused the spin there. But one of the things I tend to do, because I'd like to say I don't like driving with the telemetry screen on, I find it very off-putting. So what I tend to do is if I have a spin, I prefer to watch the replay and see if we can work it out, whether it was a gear change or see if you can tell which wheel is actually locked up. So while we thrash this quickly through the replay, getting up to the end, we'll wait and have a look. Now, I do know I was on the brakes quite a bit more than I wanted to be. I had a little bit of a moment through the chicane. So it is more than likely down to being on the brakes that caused the spin. Now also there, it did sound like there was a bit of a gear change, so it is quite possible that that was involved as well. Yep, on the brakes and a downshift has caused the car to spin. Now, if you if you go back and have a look at the telemetry and have a look at how much brake pressure I had on, and yeah, how much brake pressure I had on, I still had a little bit of throttle on as well, but that's not a problem. But I had quite a bit of brake pressure on. Also, I was steering quite a bit when I went to second gear. Those sort of the brakes and the steering and the downshift all together are what caused that spin. I mean, okay, it wasn't the most perfect lap, but like I say, I'll get put off by the telemetry. But hopefully on that telemetry, people will have been able to see how I'm braking, and so on. And what I'm going to try and do now as well is I'm going to actually we'll continue straight on, because one of the things that people have asked me is how can you seem to brake so late? When they brake late, they lose the rear end. Well, I'll go down to the first chicane at the end of the Mulsanne straight. I'm going to make that corner because I'm talking. I'm going to go to the first chicane at the end of the Mulsanne straight. Now, as I approach these chicanes, there is a big black mark on the tarmac, which usually indicates the braking zone. Well, it's part of the braking zone. In this car, I'm braking about 10, 15, maybe 20 metres before that particular mark on the road. I may even go down to the second chicane as well, just to try and prove my point. Yeah, I'm braking about 15, 20 metres before the big black marks. But on this occasion, I'm going to brake at the black marks. Now what should happen is, I'm going to have to brake more because I'm going faster, I'm braking later, and I'm going to end up spinning the car. Okay, so we'll look for the big black mark, we can see it, there we go. And there we go, the car's gone. And that's all from braking those sort of 10, 15, 20 metres later. And because of braking later, you've got to get harder on the pedal, and because you're harder on the pedal, you're going too fast, and then when it comes to turning in for the corner, pendulum effect, and the car spins round. It's exactly the same down here. In this car, about 10, 15, 20 metres before the big black mark. If I do it at the black mark, it's too late. I know this because I was trying it. Okay, so here it comes. See, now I didn't go down to second gear, until I was actually starting the spin. So for those of you that are having those kind of spins, especially in this car, at this track, brake earlier, brake less. It has a better effect. Stops you from spinning around. Okay, so that's going to be the end of this video, but what I am going to try and do is do another video comparing road car, touring car, and perhaps a Le Mans car into these particular corners, and just show a direct comparison on the one video. But anyway, for those of you that have been struggling around there with braking and things like that, I hope that helps. I've been from Road Races DP, otherwise known as Dave, and I shall see you all soon.